Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2 of the Southeast Asian best of the best of 3. It's the quarterfinals. Titan up against Sahara, 0 latitude, and right now Titan lead things 1-0 after a fairly straightforward game number 1. They're looking to seal the deal here in game number 2, arrange a semi-finals matchup against Scythe, Miracle's new team, and that'll be a pretty big matchup here. That'll be taking place after this series at 2 p.m. Singapore time, assuming Titan win. 0 latitude will look to have a thing or two to say about that one, but we're going to see Titan on the Radiant side this time, and we'll see exactly what they have planned for game number 2. Right off the bat, into a Nature's Prophet Enchantress duo pick. A lot of potential early pushing power, as well as aggression in general. Nature's Prophet, one of those heroes. Sure, you go for the Midas, but he's actually not all that greedy. You get the fast phase boot, you can gank a lot. Once you hit level 6, that ultimate can just be used so offensively to help set up kills and just help secure kills in general. As for 0 latitude, first pick Nyx Assassin right out the gates here, and this is a hero a bit surprised to see being first pick. Definitely very strong. Potential, also very flexible. You can put in the off lane, can run him as support, can even run him mid, but it does somewhat get limited here, especially if he's in the off lane and you're up against a push strat, so he's not going to have many levels, not much farm either, and suddenly all your lanes are being pushed, you're being gank locked, and Nyx Assassin doesn't have the levels or farm to actually really deal with it. So, in that sense, Nyx Assassin, potentially a pick that may be tricky to actually use. Hope you guys don't hear that. Crazy squeaking. That's my chair. It's a freaking loud chair. I'm actually going to switch chairs. Let's see if that helps. The good news is there's a second chair sitting right next to me. The current chair I'm using is bloody loud. Alright. Standing up and moving chairs. If only there was a camera on me. But yeah, guys, as said, this is game number 2. Sorry about the reshuffling that you just heard. Game number 2. Alrighty. 0 latitude, back against the wall. They pick up a Shadow Shaman. They had pretty good success with this in game number 1, so I don't mind seeing this pick again. Problem is, it's not a hero that's really designed to stop pushes. You can kind of stall them with the Serpent Wards, but unless you get a proper good engagement, you're not necessarily going to find kills. Like, you drop the Serpent Wards in time to say, okay, back up, wait for them to expire, and then you're good. You're good. You stay back. So, we'll see exactly what they look to pair. This is where you'd almost want to pick up something like a Clockwork Shadow Shaman, which have a lot of synergy together. You get a hook shot into a cogs on someone, you drop the Serpent Wards, and it basically forces your opponents to fight there. Well, that's what the Clockwork does. And once you've got a fight under Serpent Wards, you're in all sorts of trouble. Those things deal out a lot of damage. That's where this Clockwork Shadow Shaman is really pretty damn powerful. But next couple bands coming out, Titan going to take out the Invoker. Even after Yamate's destructive performance in mid lane last game. His Storm, for those of you who missed it, had like 25 CS to the 6 CS of Invoker in mid lane. Quas Invoker just getting dismantled by Yamate. Definitely some nerves and jitters coming out from the Viz, the solo mid 0 latitude player. And, well, we'll get ourselves deep into this draft now. The Rubik Center AA banned up by 0 latitude. They've got one last band here in this second banning stage. And it's going to be a puck, so it's a good tempo controller. And when you want to have a push strat, you still need some of those tempo controllers. You need to be able to somewhat engage, especially when your opponents have heroes like Shadow Shaman, Nyx Assassin, who may look to come in on you. You want to be the ones getting the jump, and with a Bleak Waning Rift, you can definitely get the upper hand right from the get-go in a fight. And it's going to be a last band Darkseer in this second banning stage from Titan. So they go into their third pick now. So far, I have a lot of aggressive potential here. They'll need one more support to go with the Enchantress as a roaming duo, which can be like your Sand King, your Shadow Demon. Probably range support a little bit better. The Sand King early levels are not really the most powerful. And it will be generally exiting on the Enchantress, so it could still be the Sand King. Definitely a net hero. As Nature's Prophet, almost definitely going to be in the highest hand in that off lane. He's played this a lot. We saw him quite a bit on this hero throughout TI2, throughout TI3 as well. What am I talking about? TI2. Throughout TI3. He wasn't at TI2. TI2 was the different RNG spots. That was Winter playing the off lane back at TI2. But here we are, approaching TI4 in fact. A lot of exciting stuff happening in the Dota 2 scene with TI4 approaching soon. Teams really trying to buckle down and prepare. Prove themselves worthy of an invite, worthy of being in the qualifiers, or at least just getting good form in case they do have to play in the qualifiers, that they can actually win a qualifier. And now Titan, they're all in. They say, we don't care if you guys see what we're going to do, try and deal with it, try and stop it. They pick up the Pugna, more pushing power coming their way. Hero that can go either mid or even into a safe lane farming role. That's the other scary thing, is that Zero Latitude don't know where this Pugna will go. I'm a bit surprised Zero Latitude didn't ban up more push-oriented heroes after seeing the Enchantress Nature's Prophet. I mean, there's kind of like too many to ban out. Like, there's always even like kind of the niche pushers, like a Dragon Knight, who can go mid and add a lot of kind of pushing potential just because of his natural tankiness. Any mech buyer would be something that Titan want to get up as well, which is going to be a Pugna this time around, most likely. Let's see what other support they look to get to give him some even more additional pushing potential. I think a Venomancer could be quite nice. Also, I mean, Venomancer just can go for basic items like Urn to heal people up while you're pushing. The Plague Ward just helping get vision, helping push out waves, and just zone heroes out. And, well, let's see what the plan's going to be. Zero Light will pick up a Sand King, and normally say Sand King, good. He's got AoE, can deal with pushes, great. But these pushes are going to come at 10-15 minutes in. This is before Sand King maybe even has a Blink Dagger. If he's a support Sand King, unless he's going really greedy, he's not going to have a Blink Dagger when towers start falling. We're going to see towers fall even in the first 10 minutes of the game, and that's where Sand King is still very low level. So we almost look towards, you consider putting Sand King in a solo role, get him the solo XP so he can get the levels he needs to defend pushes. Zero Latitude definitely in the pickle here in some ways. Imagine we see Nyx in the off lane, the Sand King Shadow Shaman as your support duo. That's the most kind of standard way to play this one out, but other options available as well. Going to mix things up. The other problem is Sand King's melee against a lot of ranged heroes. You can't rely on the Sandstorm, he'll get blasted down by a Pugna. So in general, just a bit of a dicey pick, even if it is an AoE hero. You prefer to see something like a Wind Ranger if you want to think about AoE long range spam. But Titan, what are they thinking? Lion's just going to be a standard support. So there's your support duo. Enchantress plus Lion. Not really, Lion not really a pushing support, but hey, you get some extra disable. Also burst damage, and that's one of the kind of key things when you want to go for a push. If a hero is even slightly out of position, you want to be able to burst them down, kill them off as fast as possible. And that's something where if you've got a level 6 Lion, and Sand King or Shadow Shaman comes anywhere near, even a Nyx, if you get the jump on him, if you get a Hex before he pops Carapace, you finger him, burst him down, turn into a 5v4, and then the tower's an easy pickings, because Zero Latitude will not try and engage 4v5, and then you've got the damage to bring down the tower with a Pugna, Nature's Prophet, etc, etc. Elder Titan, that's a good hero for dealing with pushes. I like this pickup. A lot of low HP squishies as well, and that's where the Astral Spirit, combined with the Ancestral Aura, can be pretty powerful. I feel like I got those spell names mixed up. What are they? Astral Spirit, Natural Order. I don't know where I got Ancestral. There's nothing ancestral about this guy. Ancestral Aura, Natural Order. I don't know. I'm going crazy. Oh, last ban Slack by Titan. Similar thing to what they did last game. A bit worried about the potential niche pick. And a hero who can kind of prey on squishy heroes, which is what Titan have 4 of right now. Titan do not have that good frontliner. That's what Zero Latitude will probably be trying to ban at here. Some kind of tanky solo mid-type hero. Maybe the Pugna goes mid and Lion's going to be protecting some sort of a carry, but something just tanky, durable. Even like a Dragon Knight. This is where I'd love to see a Dragon Knight ban. I think it fits pretty well with the Titan lineup. Not really a Yamate type hero, but Yamate will play anything. I mean, he's sort of known more for the Snowball types. Well, the Shadow Fiend, of course, and the Storm Spirit we saw last game, and that's what the ban's going to be on. The Storm Spirit. If he doesn't want to go as greedy, I think something like a Dragon Knight can be really powerful. Any BKB hero, that's the other thing. You want BKBs against all these stuns, nukes, and whatnot. And so far, only really Pugna's a good BKB cannon. Even him, he wants to go for a mech. Maybe a Necrobook, maybe a Sheep, maybe an Agcept, or whatever it may be. So he's going to be forced to go BKB when he doesn't really want to. But this last pick for Titan, I feel, needs to be a BKB carrier. They need some initiator who can get a BKB and not have to worry about getting chain disabled by Sand King, Nyx, Shadow Shaman, bursted down by the Elder Titan. So what's going to be that kind of carry hero? I wonder if Titan are thinking the same thing as far as getting a hero who can go for that BKB. I haven't got much time here, only 5 seconds. I go Morphling, so not a true BKB carry. Then, you've got the Enchantress, Prophet, Pugna, but they're not going all out with this push. They get a Lion who's a slightly slower support. Not that that really stops them pushing, but it's a Morphling. It's going to be the carry of choice for KYXY. And once again, as said, not really a BKB carry. He can go BKB, and he does go BKB. It's not normally your first item. Not normally something you get really early on. So we'll see just how this sort of fits in for Titan. Zero Latitude 7, 6, 5, 4. What is their pick going to be? Naga Siren. This is a carry Naga Siren. AMZ picks it up. Well, he played support last game, I want to say. What are we looking at? I can't remember what he played last game. It's been too long. Liberi played the safe lane solo. We had Nimis playing the solo mid, and Ams was somewhere else. Niviz, yeah, he was the solo mid. So we sing a solo mid Nyx then, if Niviz is going to be solo once again. Liberi playing the offlane role. And yeah, out of these three heroes, it's farming Naga Siren. So Ams, I believe, going to be on the carry role. Probably was carry last game. I've already forgotten. My short memory. And Titan, well, they're looking to seal the deal here. Get that 2-0 victory. They don't want to mess around. They don't want to drag this out any longer than it needs to be. As the team's going to be picking up their last heroes and getting things underway here in game number 2 of the SEA Best of the Best. Whoa. Okay, I thought I was going crazy there for a second. You guys got Dota 2 sounds? Yeah? Yeah, we got Dota 2 sounds. That sounds good. A bit crackling. Let me see if I can turn that down a bit. That's a little bit better. When I talk, it seems fine. But yeah, let's get things underway. Game number 2, Titan versus Zero Latitude. We've got KYXY playing the safe lane farming Morphling. He's going to be supported by... Oh, over here, Lion, Net. He's going to be on your support line. We're going to see Extinct X play the Enchantress. We've got Net. We've got Net. NWP. Yamate playing the Pugna. And then finally, the offlane is going to be a Hayo playing the Nature's Prophet. Bottom lane, though, big 4-5-man roam. 4 for now. Sanking's actually dilly-dallying behind. Zero Latitude looking to get aggressive, looking to try and find the pick off here. They're not going to find too much here. Introduce them. It's going to be Zephyr playing the Shadow Shaman, Ams playing the Naga Siren in the carry role, Niviz playing a solo mid Nyx, Liberi playing the Elder Titan, and finally Sanking in the hands of Pink, who is going to be Indigo. Let's see exactly what lanes Zero Latitude have in mind. They drop an observer ward here. And it looks like Titan have a pretty good idea. They're pinging it. They think they know exactly where it is. Is Lion going to come in for a D-ward? He has not got the sentries. Enchantress does not either. No sentries between any of the Titan heroes. So, they're just going to have to suffer for now. Right, sentry will go undewarded. Yeah, no, nothing being brought out. So a Pugna 1v1 mid against the Nyx. Not a disastrous matchup for Nyx, not a disastrous matchup for Pugna. Both should be able to get some basic farm, although we saw last game a matchup where Invoker should have gotten farm against Storm, but just flat out did not. He just outplayed the hell out of him, and this is a range versus melee advantage as well. And Nyx Assassin, I mean, no stout shield, not that he should be going for a stout shield necessarily. He's rushing a bottle here. Just means that he can get harassed very heavily from Yamate. Impale right off the bat, gets a CS, gets a second CS, nicely played. That's a good start for Nivis. I'm watching him just because of how badly beaten he got last game. That's where this start for him is pretty crucial. Top lane, ooh, Ohio. Getting chased a bit out of the lane by AMZ. It's going to be a similar story at bottom lane. Net just trying to zone out this Elder Titan as much as possible. He's got a stout shield as well as plenty of regen though. Making this a lot trickier than I'd hoped it to be. Extinct with a smoke. He's got himself one creep. Could pick up a second creep once this respawn. It's going to be the perfect combo. The Dark Troll plus Centaur. Have to see if he looks to go for an immediate smoke. He can try and maybe wrap around, get a kill early on mid lane. Impale plus Manament, so no Carapace just yet. As we do look towards Elder Titan. Bit of extra damage as well as movement speed from the Astral Spirit, but once that wears off, Net happy to go in once again and start trading hits. And we do see the Centaur being picked up, but looks for now Net's somewhat happy just to farm. No smoke being used, as the Troll going to farm away a bit more. Centaur heading mid, so it looks like Yamate's got some backup. This is just going to help him win and sort of zone out this lane as much as possible, while Enchantress can just continue to farm here. A bit of a just send one creep to help out mid lane, keep one creep to yourself, keep on farming. Meanwhile, top lane, and Snare actually going to go out. He can actually kill for Hayo. They'd like to think that they can. AMZ on the chase here. There's just no follow-up. They hardly even... They struggled to cancel his clarity there. That was very ambitious from Zero Latitude. Do they go again? Like, they've got another Ensnare. There's a King Burrow Strike to lead things off. The Ensnare's there. I don't think they've got the damage, though. With the Shackle, they will. Can they get the Shackle? The block is there. The body block may be enough for the first, but it looks like we will see Zero Latitude pick it up in the top lane. Well, the big body block's just enough to get the Shadow Shaman close in range for his Shackles there. With the boots up first on Nature's Prophet, he had the movement speed to maybe escape. He's going to TP and he's looking for Indigo. He may get this kill. The tower hit, plus one right click. Nice revenge kill from Ohio. He's not going to be too worried about dying when he can get a return kill like that. Alrighty. Well, good stuff for now, as Ahaya almost getting up to his phase boots now as a result. How are we looking? And, well, bottom lane, Lion, still just level 2 though, so he's actually not getting much experience out of this lane. And Elder Titan hitting level 3, gets his boots going. So he's doing probably about as well as you could hope for from your offlaner. But let's take another peek at this mid lane. Pugna 16 and 8, Nyx 9 and 1. Similar story to last game, but not as bad. And this is a more one-sided matchup to the Invoker vs Storm matchup. So I think Nyx can definitely say is an improvement from last game. Almost anything would be an improvement from last game, unfortunately. Last game he was trying to cold snap for last hits and missing. Like, would use a cold snap to go for the last hit and then not even get it. It was really quite unfortunate. As we look towards Yamate just keeping this mid lane spammed out. 4-minute rune coming up soon, and Ahaya going to be helping him out maybe with this top lane to camp it. Actually just kind of rotating in here. Not really many other places that he needs to be going right now, so we probably will just check that top rune. Yamate trying to control this. Oh, Carapace going to actually dodge that blast. More than anything, he's going to return the damage onto Yamate. That gets Yamate down nice and low here. Hoping for a bottom rune to spawn. He's heading down there. He will get it. So, haste rune goes the way of Yamate. He probably could have got the rune even if it spawned top, because Ahaya was zoning. Was kind of protecting and just zoning it with his own body there. And then he TP's. TP's back home of all places, so... Let's see what he looks to do and what he tries to get up here. Could pick up a TP scroller up top, but I imagine we may just see him walk. No point TPing. Wants to save this gold to try to get those phase boots as early as possible.
Dire's
bottom lane. Elder Titan, does he see this one coming? He's going to get spotted down in a second. This could be signal for Enchantress to go. We've seen 1 kill apiece so far. The stomp is there. They may need to slow as well. Some additional firepower. The line's just so far away. Slow not coming out. Extinct. Just not really having the backup he needed from the line or the Morphling. As the Astral Spirit goes flying and it's mid lane. Rotation coming in. There's a Carapace actually going to hit him on the blast. And Sand King, is he going to go for this stun? He doesn't want to do so with the Netherwood there. Indigo taking a lot of damage from the Nether Blast. Level 3 blast here, and looks like Indigo as well as Nivers being pushed back in. Nicely played by Yamate. Knowing the limits of his hero. Knowing the limits of what exactly he can do and can't do. And for now, what he can do is head back to base. Heal up, refill his bottle. Continue farming once he's ready to TP back in. Prophet's at top lane level 4.5, so this is good news for Titan. Getting him his phase boots already. Getting closer and closer to that level 6. That's the next big thing. That's the next big goal. Once you've got level 6 Wrath of Nature, though, that play at mid lane could have been 1-2 kills going the way of Titan. A Wrath of Nature and a TP in by Prophet, and suddenly Sand King and Nyx Assassin and all sorts of deep doo-doo. You see a will get blasted down here. Ooh, not even going for the Nether Blast here. I think he was just trying to maybe bait out a Carapace. As our 6-minute rune is coming soon. It looks like Nyx is already planning on just camping this top lane. He'll wait there the full 10 seconds if he has to. But during this time, it looks like Yamate may... Yeah, he'll just spam it this wave. So this is experience being missed by the Nyx. Not to mention a bit of damage being inflicted. And 6-minute rune goes where the Nyx Assassin. That was much needed. Yamate with Arcane Boots now. Picks them up at the... Roshan Pit Shop. Does get spotted going in there, but doesn't look like we'll see much come of it. So for now, still 1 kill apiece. A slight gold lead going the way of Titan here, and considering this game has been mostly about actual just farming in lanes with the 1 kill tied apiece, and the first one going the way of Zero Latitude, a 1.5k gold lead is still pretty sizable. Prophet at High going to TP down bottom. He's hit level 5 only, but he's got a decent amount of treants here, and that's what he's thinking. I can push this out. Pugna gets... a solo kill move. Yikes. Sand King, bro, what are you doing there? That ain't cool. That's not what you want to be doing. Feeding Yamate, always a bad idea. Bottom tier 1 tower now under siege here. Ooh, Vendetta, Nyx Assassin, he wants to go in here. There's a Sentry Ward under the tower though. They see him coming in. They sniff this one out. Great play coming in. The glyph has already been used here. KYXY gets the tower. They believe they see Nivers here. They should see him. Impale comes out. Catches out too. Great stuns being used by Titan here. But oh, he needs a waveform. There is a waveform out from KYXY. He's morphing string. He's saving the waveform now. He may want to go aggressive with it if they can turn this one around. But not going to be needed. They get the tower. They force, what, 3-4 heroes to rotate. Everyone except the Naga rotating for that one. And meanwhile, Pugna gets mid lane. So Titan get 2 towers out of it. They waste a lot of the Zero Latitude time. Really nicely played from the boys from Malaysia. Morphling now picking up his treads. He's got to replicate out so he can just get back out there I believe, yep, that's here. Got to use it soon. And, well, he'll keep on farming. And now, just level 4 on the lion. That's something where Titan are not going to be as thrilled as they as they'd want to be. Well, trouble for Zero Latitude. It feels like they're just struggling to find the kills here. Nick's going to use a Vendetta. The Sentry Ward may be just in range, but there was no actual observer vision to go with it. And well, he's going to have to hopefully find someone here, and he can't kill on his own. He needs the Elder Titan to back him up. He needs the Astral Spirit. Titan's got 3 squishies here. They're going to maybe get scouted out soon. Or even, will they even get scouted out soon? Maybe not. Astral Spirit goes in. Morphling just... He shrugs that one off. He's got the Ring of Health even. And it looks like they've seen the Nyx here. I mean, the Nether wearing off. They got some vision of him. This Nyx just level 6. He's ganking at level 6, which is often great, but at this point in the game, he's actually starting to get under-leveled considering he was a solo hero. The solo mid-hero of all things. Compare that to the Pugna, who's hit level 8.5, and now they're going to find Elder Titan. Hex, Impale, nope, not even going to use it. They're going to look for a TP, and there's your Decrypt here. They'll use the Impale to follow the waveform as well. Easy pickings on Liberi's Elder Titan. 3 kills to 1. And Titan going to look to pressure this tier 2 tower now.
Dire's bottom tower
this is not going to be defended, it looks like, for the time being. You've got the Shadow Shaman, Shadow Shaman at mid lane, no Serpent Wards, but he's looking just to maybe try to get that level 6 there. Meanwhile, top and bottom lane, Nyx Assassin with the Carapace trying to keep himself alive, forced to pop a Vendetta here. They got the Sentry Ward out, but he just gets his way out of there. Tower goes down. He's actually gone back into the Sentry. He needs to be careful. Net doesn't have Finger of Death just yet, so doesn't have to worry about that threat. And meanwhile, top lane, Naga Siren. He's got the song if he needs it to get out of there, but he's hoping he doesn't have to use that one. And KYX at mid lane, replicate up for another 10 seconds, but don't think we'll see much of that. He's just going to use that for a bit more scouting. He's farming away in this mid lane. They just took a couple easy uncontested towers. They can look to swing top next if they want to. They've got the Midas ready on the Nature's Prophet. The farm right now for Titan is getting a bit out of control. I mean, look at the CS charts, doesn't really show the whole story. It's coming from the tower gold, among other things, and that's where they've got a 7.5k gold lead. Just 10 minutes in. KWX will get mana burn, which is just annoying. He's thinking, that's not cool. But realistically, what's this Nyx actually doing? He hits level 7 now, so he does have the max Impale. And KYXY going to find a regen rune at top lane, so that'll heal up most of his mana. He's going to look to group up with his team at top, so they'll go for the another 2 towers. They did it bottom lane, they got the tier 1, the tier 2, and they may as well just try this top. It's not even about trying it, it's about flat out they can actually do it. They know that they are so much stronger and that Zero Latitude cannot fight them. They're going to be going for a counter push at mid lane, but there's Glyph. This tower also full HP. Unless they have Serpent Wards, I just don't know how easily they can push. Their pushing is just so unimpressive. Nature's Prophet can throw a Wrath of Nature to stall it as well, so if he really wants to, he can TP summon some things. He can't do that for 30 seconds, but in theory, pushing this mid lane is going to be a lot trickier than Zero Latitude expect. We'll see if a Glyph comes out from Titan. They take the tier 1 tower already. Will he even TP back try to defend it? Wrath of Nature goes flying, and yeah, Morphling KYXY is there. He'll be the defender of this lane while the rest of his team keep pushing top. He's got a replicate. Yeah. He can push out this mid lane, then replicate back in. 5 seconds ago, he may not even need to, depending on how he wants to use his mana. Looks like he may do so. 2 seconds, 1 second. Yep, he's back to the fight at top lane. Tier 2 should go down here. Zero Latitude's just got to engage. They drop the Astral Spirit, or they've just got to let it go. Like, they can't find a trade, but at the same time, can they even engage? And I think the answer is no. They'll just flat out lose this fight here. The Stomp not going to really land on too much apart from the Morphling. The Impale completely off the mark from Nyx. Bit of a disastrous engagement coming in, and Titan, they're just keeping Zero Latitude in a position where they just can't defend.
Top tower has fallen.
Oi, oi, oi. Another tower takes a fall. 5 towers to nothing. 11.5 minutes in. Titan just steamrolling right now. And this is getting ugly. Yamate's got his mech up, which is another big problem. That's not even... You don't even have a level 6 Lion, and they're just doing just fine. They're destroying it. This is like getting kind of ugly as far as how one-sided this is in some ways. Pops a mech, the Arcane Boots. He's going to keep right-clicking down. This is kind of like a neutral camp skill. Now Net hit... No, he doesn't hit level 6 even. 12 minutes in, your support's not level 6, but you're dominating by this much. That gold league, 10k. The experience will not be as bad. It's a 2k experience league, because they're not actually getting levels. Titan are very not under level, but they're just not... They're on the exact same levels as Zero Latitude, apart from a couple of their heroes, the Morphling, the Pugna. Well,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
as things stand, I gotta say, Zero Latitude in a lot of trouble. They've got the Blink Dagger up on the Sand King, which is probably what they're thinking. May allow them to engage, turn things around a little bit, but realistically, I worry for him. Naga Siren Radiant seems to be the one, I guess, beacon of hope right now. Somewhere far, far away in the distance. But boy, is that grasping at straws right now. Naga is pretty farmed, all things considered. Up there sitting at 5k net worth just 13 minutes in, but you need more and you need more soon. Looks like Yamate can be looking to just lead the push down this mid lane. The Nether Blast coming out. Nether Ward also sitting there as well, so this just makes it nearly impossible to engage, even just with a level 3 ward. A couple more blasts coming out, and Titan will take the last outer tower of the game. 13 minutes in, they can fall back, take Roche. They can look to force the issue here. They probably want to get a couple Necrobooks before they try and push high ground, but those Necrobooks will come pretty fast with all this tower gold, not to mention potential Roche gold as well. Tower getting glyphed here. Will there be any deny attempt? Nyx Assassin thinking about it. Not going to happen. Pugna comes in with the blast, gets the last hit. And I think Yamate almost goes Necrobook himself. Get the double Necros. Prophet TP's top, and Titan, where they're looking to move to. They are getting scattered up by this Observer, which I imagine they don't quite realize is here. Astral Spirit also giving some vision in the way of Zero Latitude. Well, whoa, Morphling gets a quick pick up on Shadow Shaman, gets swept up. Should be an easy escape for him here, maybe. There is an Epicenter. He's morphing everything to swing. So much for that easy escape. The Chain Stun, the burst damage is there. The Impale from the Lion's a bit too late, so Lion does have a Blink Dagger. He blinks his way out of there. Morphling will not be pleased with that trade. He kills the Shadow Shaman, throws away his own life when he was a level 9 Morphling on a decent sized kill streak. No kill streak, but still a lot of experience, and he was the most farmed hero on the map. But 14.5 minutes in, we're looking at 6 towers down to nothing, 12k gold lead. Titan just on a bit of a steamroll right now. These guys showing why they are considered one of the best, maybe even at times the best team in Southeast Asia. When they're on, I would say they're the best team in Southeast Asia, but they do have some issues with consistency. They're not really consistent in beating the other teams in Southeast Asia. Teams like Arrow Gaming, teams like even Orange Esports, Scythe, these teams will often give Titan problems. We even saw Execration take a game with them. Execration, who are in the semi-finals right now. So Execration didn't win the best of 3 against Titan, but took game 1, lost the series, losing game 2 and 3, but Execration in the other semi-final. So the winner of this match goes up against Scythe, and the other semi-final will be Execration against the winner of Myth Trust and RRQ. So some good matches coming your way today. We'll have the semi-finals played out after this, which is going to be the winner of this series up against Scythe, which will be streamed here on Beyond the Summit 1. And then Beyond the Summit 2, guys, we've got 2 streams going on. It's going to have the other semi-finals. So they're right now streaming Myth Trust up against RRQ, and then they'll stream the winner of that against Execration. So if you want to check out all the SEA Dota, have your streams open on Beyond the Summit 1, as well as Beyond the Summit 2. Bottom lane, looks like Serpent Ward's Wardrop. Ned's going to be looking for a kill here. Gets the Impale, has a finger as well. Actually, no, doesn't. It's on cooldown. It's already been used here. He's going to get stunned up under the Serpent Wards. There's going to be plenty of damage to bring him down with the Impale. From the backline, it's a high with the Prophet TP in. He needs to be a bit careful here. TP out coming from Zephyr. 1 more, 2 more right clicks. He gets the kill. The Necro Minion's helping him out there with some extra damage. Morphling does not want to go anywhere near this, as he's already very, very low on HP. As looks like the Serpent Wards will be cleared up. Well, one more Serpent Ward. He's actually going to lose more gold. Don't want to feed the Shaman gold? He does. 100 gold goes away with the Shadow Shaman. Well, as things stand, Zero Latitude get a little bit here and there. Like, they get a Lion kill there, they got the Morphling kill mid, but it just seems like they're getting too little out of any trade that they find. And when you lose all outer towers at like 14 minutes in the game, you're in just deep doo-doo. Bottom lane. Looks like there was a bit of engagement coming in. Not going to find anything. Morphling, I think, had a replicate it out. KYXY was well prepared for that one. As we'll see where he looks to go next. He's almost completed his Lincoln Sphere. Looks like Titan are going for the Necrobooks here. Necrobook 2 ready for Hayo and the Courier. Pugna also saw. He's going Necrobook as well. Getting close to that Necro 2. So around when they get the double Necro 2s, maybe they'll wait even for Necro 3s. Probably look towards a push from Titan. They may try and grab themselves an Aegis first, just for the safety and security. But as things stand, not really an essential part of their plan. The Aegis, that is. Pushing high ground is going to be the trickiest part for them. Against a Blink Dagger on the Sand King, Nyx Close to a Blink Dagger as well. If he gets a Blink Dagger up, if he gets max out Carapace, he can potentially has a lot of AoE crowd control. But he's got to get there first. He's still got to go another 600 gold. And those things stands. Getting that 600 gold not going to be the easiest thing to do. And that's got himself a gem now. Going to look to just de-ward the map as much as possible. The only ward I see for Zero Latitude is this one here. We have a sentry on sentry de-ward action going on in the jungle here. But yeah, Dire team just don't have much vision up right now. Partly because they're up against this gem. I'm not sure if much has been de-warded already, but we see Shadow Shaman at this bottom lane. Morphling gets out a replicate. Could hex that one, but Shadow Shaman decides, let's just get the hell out of here. He does not want to hang around any longer than he needs to. And Lion going to clear up this last Observer ward with this gem. So, well scouted by Net, and in this game, going to continue on. Naga Siren, there we go. The timing is up, and he's got the Radiance. So, we'll see if this is going to be what Zero Latitude need. They need these max illusions, though. You need the durability. Right now, they're taking 400% damage. You want them only at that 200% mark. They are just taking way too much damage. So he needs to hit that whatever level he needs. Level 13 right now, the maxi images. He's actually got a couple points in stats throughout this game. It's where he hasn't actually maxed out all these skills. And you'll see these illusions just melt to these right clicks. But hey, he keeps one alive, clears out the creep wave, gets himself some more XP. As well as gold and Titan. And there's a Morphling actually replicating out of there. He has got the Lincoln Sphere, but now we look towards the Necro books. Necro 300 Nature's Prophet, Pugna. Necro 2 still needs 1200 gold before he gets the Necro 3. They're trying to actually chase down someone here, but not finding anyone just yet out of this one. Pugna now going to try push onto the high ground. All the time we'll scout things out here with the Astral Spirits. So Titan, you know they've been spotted, and Titan, they got all 6 outer towers 14 minutes in, but since then, not to say they've definitely been farming well, and I think they were kind of right in just backing off, farming these items they need to push high ground, which is the Necro books, but has given Zero Latitude a good amount of space to get this Radiance on your Naga Siren, to get the Blink Dagger on your Sand King, and get the Blink Dagger also, very importantly, on the next Assassin. He's not there yet, but if he can get this before this next push, that'll be huge for Zero Latitude. Bit of trolling coming in from there. Come on, man. Come on. Serious business. Got to seal the deal here. This is a chance at a semi-final. An attempt with probably $5,000 up for grabs, or maybe a bit less than that. But for Southeast Asian teams, this is a big prize burst. And right now, Titan, one of the favourites to take it, but they better take this series first. They've got to go through Scythe as well in the semi-finals, and then grand finals. You're looking at Execration, Mythtrust, or RRQ. All tough opponents, and all teams that have just been playing really well, especially looking at teams like RRQ and Execration. Mythtrust, I mean, always a strong opponent. They've got great experience, but I wouldn't say they're in the best. They're not in bad form, but they're not in good form. That's where I look at teams like RRQ and Execration, and they're playing really good Dota as of late. We saw Execration yesterday, 2-1 Arrow Gaming, the Malaysian squad, and that was definitely an impressive feat coming in from them. As the highest got his Necro books out, and maybe even going to consider going for something like a Roshan here. With the Necro minions, they give a lot of extra damage as well as some tank for you, but for now, not going to be the case. Sending them just looking to de-ward as much as possible, but the gem's already done most of that work, so these Necros need to be used for pushing, for roshing, for other purposes it feels like. And uh-oh, Zephyr, you're dead, man. These Necro... Those just like Necro books on their own going for the kill, and now we're going to lose 2 as well. Nivers comes in as well. That's a Nyx Assassin. Couldn't even get a Vendetta off. Not that he would have been able to anyways, because of the Necros giving vision. Would not have saved his life. And Titan now, I think they think considering high ground. Pugna has his Necro book 2 ready to go, and should probably look to pop them once the creep wave comes along. So, even though the Prophet's Necro books have expired, they've got another Necro book ready to go, even if it's not the Necro book 3. Neck gets popped. Onto the high ground they go. That's a Pugna, or a Morphling replicate on the Pugna. Here goes your Necro books. Probably just want to get this on the tower here. Replicate from the Pugna, just trying to look to scout things out. Make sure there's no Blink Sand King anywhere nearby. Sand King seen back into tier 4. It's probably pushing mid when you're trying to defend for a Sand King. There's no trees to hide in. It's really hard to get a good flank. You almost need to go from behind and come in from these trees here. But doing so, always very tricky. And that's where pushing mid against a Sand King often preferred. And we're seeing here the Sand King even with the Blink Dagger can't really go in. You can actually catch like Yamate here mid lane, but the Pugna Nether Ward prevents any sort of follow-up damage here, and, well, Zero Latitude clear it up, but now, TP's back, and Titan continue farming. They get a tier 3 tower for absolutely nothing. No loss. And Ghost Scepter has been picked up by KY Expo, so we'll be building towards that Ethereal Blade. WP. Into the Roshan PD goes. What's he actually... Nope, not picking anything up just yet. We've got up to 1k gold here. They're still looking around for observer wards. Right now, the Dire team, not a single ward on the map, and not by any misplay of their part. They're up against Necrobook 3, they're up against Gem. Getting any sort of vision and detection is just flat out not possible right now. You can see these Necrobooks on bottom lane. This Nagasara just can't farm. I think it was with a Prophet. Yeah, Prophet was at bottom lane. Some of the Necrobooks just harassed a bit and then gets hell out of there. Now he's going to find this Nyx. More mana burn. Oh. Oh! 7 HP. Oh, Nyx. Holy moly. If he actually casted the mana burn, if that stun missed the Nyx Assassin and he used the mana burn, the skill, he got a kill. That was bloody close. I don't think Nyx expected to be that close. That was a big miscalculation as far as the Necro minion, seppuku damage is concerned. And now we look towards KYXY, getting closer and closer to that Ethereal Blade. More the Nagasara will get annoying at this point, but KYXY can make replicates, get a Radiance on your own side. Not that you really, the Nagasara as one is that powerful. It's just 14th Naga is good because you've got lots of illusions going around with the Radiance damage as well as being able to cast Riptide. So just having a replicate of a Nagasara is actually not all that scary, but we are going to see Morphing a bit of trouble. There's a... Oh! He waves in as they came in looking to stun him and just replicates out immediately. Meets up with his team in mid lane, and now we look towards double Necrobook 3. They want to go high ground here. You know, our first Necrobook 3 has already been used. They're going to de-sentry some here. They're just trying to find anyone to mana burn down. Look at these. Nixus can't fight. He's going to lose all his mana. Song of the Siren being used here to try help them engage. They want to maybe look for a Serpent Ward Trap. Who are they going to try going? Maybe Yamate here. Serpent Ward Trap is there. Is there any force stuff here? He's got a mech. Can he actually keep himself alive? It doesn't. Oh, he's going to go down. Nicely played by Zero Latitude here. 1-for-1 trade only. Even all things considered here, the Nagasara now in trouble. There's no Song of the Siren. He uses Mirror Images to actually get out of there. Morphing on the front line. He's now sort of forced back here. The Epicenter comes in from the Sand King, but just not quite enough damage for anything more than an Enchantress. And KYXY still looking very healthy. Not to mention these Necro minions doing a bit of damage. They're actually kind of distracted there. And Zero Latitude, they hold. It wasn't pretty, but they hold. That's the big thing here. They keep Raxus alive. They push Titan back. They get a kill or two. But it comes at the cost of all their ultis and a lot being thrown. Just throwing bodies at Titan to try and keep themselves in this game. Nagasaren does pick up a Diffusal Blade now. I think Naga just needs to tank up. Get a Heart of Tarask. Whatever you can to be as tanky as possible. Manta Style not a bad option as well, just to get the additional illusions coming into play. I'm a bit surprised about the Diffusal pickup. I guess you can diffuse Decrep. Not that Decrep's causing them problems. Morphling's fairly mana dependent if you can actually get your illusions on him to mana burn him down. Well, okay, we'll see another push towards mid lane. Titan say they just used everything. Song of the Siren, Serpent Wards. These spells are on cooldown. 30 plus seconds. It's not a long period of time, but it's still a small window. With no Song of the Siren, with no Serpent Wards, defending gets very tricky. This creep wave especially. If they can push back this creep wave coming in now, this one here, then Zero Latitude will be able to buy time. Right now, Necrobook's on the high ground, and it looks like Titan are going to try and commit to this one. So I'm going to Siren up in 15, Serpent Ward's up in 10, there's going to be a shotgun in on Zephyr, he's actually going to keep himself alive, it looks like it was a mech that did so, and now actually KYX are going to go down, he completely overextended for it. Meanwhile his team are getting Raxes though. Maybe Rax will take a fall here. Treant, no, okay, he won't take a fall. Wow. Is Prophet going to YOLO this? No, he's not. There's a blink, a stun, going in on Yamate. Yamate forced to get the hell out of there, and there was a Hex onto Amos. It impaled to follow things up. No Finger of Death for the time being. Net. And it's on cooldown. Song of the Siren being used, and Amos Hams gets his Song of the Siren up at the perfect time here. He's going to just run the hell out of there, and that's going to wake up the rest of the Titan team. Looks like they're going to bring down Indigo with an impaled with a couple of impedances. Yamate taking a lot of damage. Not going to bother him too much. Nyx is looking for him to finish off a kill or two here. Gets a Carapace off. That's going to stun up Extincty, but there's a blink. There's possibly a stun as well. The stun is going to come up. Hits the Nyx Assassin. He goes down. And even with Morphling, KYXY completely, horribly overextending, we see the fight go Titan's way. The melee Rex goes down, and now the range Rex vulnerable as well. Well. Higher. He's got himself some more farm here at the top lane. With melee Rex down mid, I think Titan just say, who cares about the range Rex? Let's maybe go for Roshan and then try and push another lane. They don't even really need Roshan. We've seen how they like to play. They'll just go aggressive on you. Normally it's a team who will prioritize Roshan, but this time they just want to end things as fast as possible. But With 1 racks up, maybe they change their philosophy. The Necrobooks alone giving a lot of firepower to this team. Well, Morphling, KYXY, Treads, Lincolns, Ethereal Blade. Needs to be a bit careful. They're constantly hunting him, and they've got numbers here. Problem is he's got a Lincoln, so you can't even blink Burrow Strike until you break the Lincolns. And Prophet can always TP in, and they just don't see any of these 3 heroes on the map. So for all Zero Latitude's concerned, those 3 heroes could be sitting right behind this Morphling. As it is, they're not Morphling alone for a little bit, but the support, the backup is coming. AMZ takes a ton of damage. Instantly going to break the Lincolns. That means there's a blink stun capabilities. KYXY, he's out of mana. He may even go down. The backup isn't there just yet. They need this. The blink stun coming in. Great play here. Morphling kept alive here, but meanwhile in the backlines, the main fight rages on. Titan, they get the blink stuns off. They just retreat afterwards. That was Net, the hero of that fight, with a big blink impale, catching out 2-3 heroes. Sand King just going to Burrow Strike himself into the trees here. He's actually out of mana, but he can blink strike out. No mana cost for that. Well, Titan, that fight at bottom lane was so risky for Zero Latitude to take. Like, that was one of those things where Morphling's all alone, so many heroes missing. If those supports and heroes backing up the Morphling were there sooner, go in when Morphling can still actually fight, I think Zero Latitude just get destroyed. But luckily for Zero Latitude, the backup wasn't there in time. Wasn't ready to come on swoop in. And Titan, well, they're still in a good position to get this 2-0 victory, to get them into that semi-finals. I believe the semi-finals scheduled to start in about 45 minutes time, so shortly after this series ends, if we get ourselves a 2-0, there'll be a bit of a break. If it goes to a game 3, we're pretty much going straight into the semi-finals after this series. Winner of this to take on Scythe, the Singaporean squad with Miracle. Miracle actually playing a Meepo yesterday. I'd love to see a return of his Meepo, although it didn't actually win them the game against First Departure. They won that series 2-1, the one loss being the game he played Meepo. And Titan once again looked to be at another push. BKB coming out for your Pugna. Definitely makes sense against this kind of lineup. Heavy stun, lockdown, and just burst damage and AoE damage in general. Like your Sand King AoE, your Nyx, Elder Titan, Shadow Shaman, everything about this lineup. And finally we look towards Titan. For the first time this game, something they could have done a long time ago, they decide they're going to do now. It's going to be Roshan. Necrobook's being summoned. Looks like they'll send one pack just scouting things out, and the other just going to help bring down Roche. With the Tree Insider tank, we'll see Morphling probably pick this one up. He comes in as well just to give some additional firepower. And with Aegis on their side, they probably need to wait for these Necrobooks. They may wait for the Pugna BKB as well. Pugna just 100 gold away. So Pugna BKB, Necrobooks to cool down, and then they're ready to go. Then they're ready to go for that high ground. Nivis, he's at top. He's looking pretty good here for now. Not in too much danger. Prophet not looking for any sort of a solo kill action. Picked up a Maelstrom as a higher. And for now, his job is just to make sure that all lanes are pushed out. His team can sort of group as 3-4 at the bottom lane, and he'll join up with them once they're ready to try and breach that high ground. 35 seconds from now, the Necrobook will be back up. He's going to join up with them now. Necrobook's on cooldown for a bit longer. Another 30 to 40 seconds, but they'll still look for a pick-off using the shotgun. May even look to swoop in this mid lane. Sand King's going to be very careful. He's got himself a gem now as well. Is his own gem? Is stolen gem? It's its own gem. Alrighty. Just for de-warding, I guess. No, Invis. Okay, there's a Shadow Blade on your Nature's Prophet. Well. Now we look towards Titan, chipping at this high ground. Just one blast at a time from Yamate. Blast, blast, blast. That's the name of the game here. Illusion's going to come in, try and bring down this Nether Ward. We'll actually be able to do so. Illusion's a great way of dealing with stuff like Nether Ward, like the Tusker Frozen Sigil. Stuff that just take a certain amount of right clicks from heroes, because Illusions count as full damage for a hero. So actually deals with the Nether Ward pretty well here. So Nether Ward not going to be up for this fight, at least not yet. Necrobooks come out though. This tier 3 tower taking a lot of damage. There's your Song of the Siren. Who's the ward trap going to be on? They see a higher. They see the Pugna here. Pugna's going to BKB. Needs instant BKB, and I believe he should be able to do so pretty easily. Does. There's no way to actually stun him immediately. There's a nice Burrow Strike coming in from 2 heroes here. Titan lose their Lion. They may lose the Nature's Prophet as well. He does go down. Shadow Shaman forced to buy back. Zero Latitude taking a lot of damage. It's going to be a massacre here at the bottom lane. Zero Latitude doing all they can do to stay in this fight. They're being forced back here, even with the Serpent Wards on their side. Aegis gets popped here. The Morphling going to wave its way through. Everyone on Zero Latitude getting so low. They've lost 3, 4, 5. Buybacks start pouring in. The Naga, the Nyx, both buying back here. X-Team getting low. He's actually kind of out of this fight now. One more right click will finish him off, and it looks like he will go the untouchable. They can't actually right click him. X-Team gets out of there. Not for long, though. The Sand King chases him down with a blink Pyro Strike, and now it's just Morphling left sort of standing near this, well, near the Zero Latitude base. He's going to wave to the high ground with a TP. That should get him out of there. The Lincoln's going to, well, actually, was it going to proc? It was actually on cooldown there. If Indigo caught him out there, could have been a kill. And Morphling picks up a BKB now. So Zero Latitude hold. They kill a fair few heroes. They use a lot of buybacks to do so. Nyx, Sand King, as well as Shadow Shaman and Naga Siren. They use 4 buybacks. 4 buybacks to hold there. That is a... yeah, that's a worry. Nature's Prophet also bought back in that fight, but that's really a hero who's got all the items he needs. That's for Zero Latitude. They need additional items. They need more farm. And they're not finding it, so... they're worried for me. Now they're going to lose Nivus in the mid lane. Lion. Still secured with the Finger of Death. Gets himself up to that level 2 finger now as well. And mid lane. Stomping to go coming in. Net. He's going to be okay here. Looks like they don't want to commit and go in for this one. Shotgun comes out in the foreground. That's Zephyr. Getting a fair bit of damage here. The waveform on cooldown though. So KYXY. Not going to be able to follow it up. Go for another kill.
Has been denied.
And as things stand, Titan are the ones. 18 kills to 9. Very, very sizable lead. Up to 20k plus gold now. And they'll be thinking about breaching this high ground in a moment's notice. Troop wave gets cleared. They've got no Aegis on their side, but BKBs they have. Necrobooks they have. Last time they forced out 4 buybacks. Is a glyph though. They've got the Song of the Siren. That's what they've got to use to try and engage. The problem is you use the Song of the Siren and Titan immediately BKB as soon as it wears off. And that's where you can't set up the kill on the Pugner anymore. You can't set up the kill on many of these heroes. And this glyph is going to have to be used really soon. These Raxes are just going to meld. And once these Raxes go down, things get hard to defend. Sand King. Going to try maybe channel an Epicenter here. Who can actually get it? Maybe can be the line. There's your Epicenter. He's going to be casting it. Does get... oh, he actually gets it off there just in time here. Indigo not really doing much damage here. The BKB from the Morphling just negating most of it. The Pugner going to finish off the Raxes on the foreground. He does get ensnared up here. Could be in a bit of trouble. Shackled as well. He will go down. The Morphling going to bring down the Shadow Shaman now. He's on the run. Morphling just trying to keep himself alive. Waves back in. Actually goes aggressive. Gets another kill on the Nyx Assassin. Still plenty of HP left on this Morphling. Gets another kill on the Sand King with the help of the Nature's Prophet. 4 heroes down. They're going to make it 5. AMZ. He's down. He's out. And Zero Latitude. It's all over for him. Their run in this Southeast Asian best of the best was an Admiral one. They made it into the playoffs against all odds. They knocked out Maneski to do so, but in the quarterfinals they meet a tough opponent in Titan Esports, and well, Titan, they knock him out. Titan will advance to the semifinals. They'll have a meeting with Scythe, the Singaporean squad, in the semifinals. That's going to be our next matchup here on Beyond the Summit, guys, so definitely stay tuned. Scythe versus Titan. That to me is 2 of probably the strongest Southeast Asian teams right now. At least as far as their rosters go, I'd say definitely the strongest teams, although maybe not the most consistent. We see teams like Arrow Gaming challenging them from time to time, RRQ, even Execration posing threats, but these are the 2 big names in the Southeast Asian scene, and we're going to see them clashing in the semifinals. That's up next in about 40 minutes' time. Big thanks to our hosts for the tournament, eClub, as well as the sponsors, NVIDIA, for making all of this possible. Big thanks for you guys who are tuning in, supporting the Southeast Asian Dota. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. If you want to support me, you can follow me at BTS Gods, guys. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, well, it's not a not so quick break. When we come back in about 30 minutes' time, it's going to be time for Titan versus Scythe, guys. So congratulations to Titan. They take the series 2-0. They advance to the semifinals, where we'll see them in 40 minutes' time. Stay tuned.